Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Strawberry Hill Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Simmons. And of course, we are here at the Shop Cigar Lounge in downtown KCK, Strawberry Hill. And if you haven't checked it out, please come check it out. And before we get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you follow us on all our platforms. And today, we have a special guest, one and only, Kango, the Kid,
yes,
Louis
sir.
Vuitton Don. I don't know, you got so many nicknames
Yes,
here.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So how you doing, man?
Appreciate it. I'm good. I'm
so
good.
I like to tell everybody that I think you're pretty much one of my favorite people that come in here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I think you are here, Tuesday to at least Friday.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sometimes Saturday.
Sometimes Saturday.
Sundays.
If we get lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Kango, man. Where you from?
I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, right off of 18th and Parallel. I've been born and raised here all my life. Went to Hawthorne, Northwest, Wyandotte High School. Had a little college,
Oh, yeah? Where'd you go to school at? Where at?
Longview.
Longview, okay.
Yeah, went for substance abuse counseling.
Wait, what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How long did you do that for?
I didn't get a chance to get my associate degree. I got a certificate, but I didn't get no associate degree.
So you went to school for substance abuse counseling.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get into that because
Yes, sir.
There's a story behind that. I know
It's
there
a
is.
story. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So you did some little college. So you're from KCK.
KCK.
Okay. And so born and raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah. And so let me see here. So one, I got to just bring up the dress. You
Okay.
probably are one of the best dressed people
Okay.
that ever come in here.
Yes, sir.
And so
Appreciate it.
so what's the inspiration?
I've been doing this since I was a sophomore in high school. I told my mom and dad that my dad used to dress. So, I followed in his footsteps. He wore Stacy's every day.
For those of you that don't know, Stacey Adams.
Stacey Adams, yes. Sir. Until, his dying days, then he started wearing tennis shoes because his feet was bad or whatever. But I just like to be different. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have adopted, being different, have a different style, and, keep everything different on my end as far as when I deal with people.
So every day, though,
Every
you
day.
dress up every single day.
Yes, sir.
What do you do when you get home? I mean, when you on an off day,
When
you don't do anything.
I just put on some slacks and a wife beater.
That's it. Not even shorts, no nothing. You just
I don't have no shorts. I don't have no jacket pants, no sweatsuit. Even though that stuff is nice, it's pricey, but I just didn't get into that. You know what I'm saying? Especially right now, that stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
And
Well, what you wearing is expensive too.
yeah, it is. It is. But I feel comfortable with it, versus if I was to wear a sweatsuit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sweatsuits are comfortable too. I see people wearing it, you know what I'm saying? But I like to see other people do different things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
where do you shop at? I gotta know because now I gotta probably get some cool gear like you.
I have online places. I have a place in Texas. I used to shop at Harold Penner's on 63rd. And that's when, my days, good days in the
Good
90s, everybody shopped at Harold Penner's. But as I got older, I wanted to do something different because, it's nothing to see a shirt that you really like and go somewhere at a club or out and about and you see that same shirt. So just like to do stuff different,
So tell me what it was like growing up in Wyandotte County. Because how old are you?
Actually, I had a pretty decent childhood. My mom and dad were together. Like I said, I went to school. My mom and dad required us to go to school and graduate, and we went to church. I was a drummer in church. And
You were a drummer in church?
yes,
What?
sir. Yes, sir.
You still remember how to drum a little bit?
I could bang them.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I still bang them. I still play drums in Arkansas, Texas, and it's a church right off of 38th Street, Meadowlark Lane. I still, go play drums there at times when I go to church.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you play drums, and went to school, church boy.
Yeah, church boy, and my first son was by my pastor's granddaughter, so it's still a church boy. I'm still a church boy at heart too. God blessed me to get through everything that I have went through, and I can't be mad at him, the good or the bad.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at him because he had blessed me. That's why I have blessed on my neck. Tattoo.
How many tattoos you got?
How many tats?
Uh-huh.
Oh, countless. I don't know. I know I got over 20.
You even got one on your head, don't you?
Two of them.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is it? It's up here, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's on the sides.
On the side. Whew.
Yeah. I wanted to get a star, but nah, I changed my mind.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, growing up in Wyandotte County, seems like you had a good growing, or, good upbringing.
Yes, sir.
So, and I know that you did some things in your past.
Yes, sir.
That we were going to talk about.
Yes, sir.
So, tell me how you got into that situation in your life. Like, what brought that on?
I had a homeboy I used to be around all the time, and he rest in peace now. And it's a saying that says, you keep hanging around something, you will become a part of it. So I was hanging around him, and he was doing his thing, and I was just with him. I wasn't doing anything.
So he was selling drugs,
right?
Okay.
Selling drugs, and I kept being around him, and finally, he gave me something, and he was like, "This is what I want," and I'm like, "How do I, break this down?" And he showed me how to break it down. And
what drug we talking about?
Crack.
Crack. Okay.
And
this is what, early 90s?
Early 90s. I'm talking about like 91, 92, 93. So with that, I just took an opportunity because it was me, my homeboy, and my other homeboy. We all got in it together, and two of my homeboys, they died, and then it was just me left. So I took that opportunity to, do what I do. And I took the opportunity to expand, to advance in life. And I did a good job, I think.
So you said, while you were going to the store, you were talking about how a couple of your buddies passed away.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Seeing that
so.
happen around you, and then you still decide to get into it.
Yes, sir.
So, there was ever a decision like, this might not be the best idea.
Well, even though I was in it, I was always told it's two places for you, either jail or death. So I always kept that in mind, and the guys that I was around, they suddenly died. One died from heart failure, and then the other one had a heart attack, just died. And I was close to their family. I was close to his family. And, it really did something to me when I went to the funeral and seen him in that box, in the casket. And I just stood there. I couldn't even really cry. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about, me and him kicking it, him showing me different things and, where I'm at now. And
so is this the homeboy that showed you everything that got you into it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So did your family know you were doing this at that time?
My family, my dad had an idea. My mother was like, she wasn't even street. She was like, didn't even, she ran a daycare. And my dad, he worked at Folger's Coffee Company. But, my dad was a hair raiser, I guess, back in his days. People talk, you know what I'm saying? And, people that knew of me was cool with my dad. And when they found out that was my dad, because I lived on the main street on 16th, right there by Milgram's, now Snack Pack. But my dad would take guys ride to work with him, and they seen all of my cars in the driveway, and we drove past, and one guy was like, man, that guy right there, he got some bad cars. And he was like, oh, that's my son. And he was like, that's your son? Yes, sir. So that's how that, kind of like went down. He was like, well, how do you know him? And,
Kind of found out that way?
Yes, sir.
Did he say anything to you about it?
Yeah, he did. He just like, be careful because, people that you don't think know you, they know you. So, and I was like, I'm denying it because I'm like, man, they don't know me, man, being stupid, being young-minded, not thinking like a warning come before destruction. You know what I'm saying? So he was only trying to warn me before the destruction come. So
why crack?
I was introduced to it. And like I said, my friend that passed, that's what he was introduced to. So I seen enough of it, I didn't even really know nothing about powder. I just knew about crack. And when it was introduced to me, that's why I said I didn't know what to do, how to break it down or nothing like that. He had to show me how to, break it down and, this much is that much and so forth and so on.
So you're the one, so you get the product from him and then you have to break it up. You have to do everything.
Yes, sir.
So you're doing everything and you're also selling it too.
He gave me a chunk. He said, this is what I want for it.
And he gives you just a number.
A number.
And so, but you got to make, let's say he says, I want 5,000 or something from it. So you got to make sure that you make some kind of profit off of it too.
I got to make 5,000, and back in the 90s, 5,000 to be 10,000. So, if I break even like that, I'm saying breaking even. That's more than what I started with. Because it was a front thing. So I make his 5,000. I have 5,000 to myself. I turn around and invest the 5,000 or back into it. Then I know I have a 10,000 for myself. And then the only thing I got to do is I don't have to pay him because I didn't pay him up front. So front shit. I mean front.
You can curse on here. Okay. You good?
Front shit is punk shit to me. That's what I have always heard. So, that's why I took what he gave me and turned it, invested, keep the wheel rolling. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, things worked out for me. I took losses, but things worked out for me,
So how do you take a loss in the drug game?
Trusting people.
Like trusting that they pay you back.
Running off like they didn't really did something with small amount, I had one guy, me and him was cool with each other. He used to come by the house and cut my grass, and he was always talking about, man, just help me out, help me out. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you a chance. Gave him a chance, and bam, he disappeared. Never came back, cut my grass or nothing. Then when I see him, you know, he's still looking shot out, you know, boofed out or whatever. But I'm like, well, hey, bro, what's up? Oh, man, you know, all these excuses.
So I guess, see, now we can talk about it because you ain't in the game anymore.
Right.
So when someone, I guess, doesn't give you your money, somebody, you know, just kind of plays you wrong. What do you do as a, I guess, entrepreneur, really? Like, do you have to handle that situation so it don't happen again?
Well, like I say, in the 90s, it's way different. You handle that person accordingly, whether it's through force or by choice, you know. So you just won't mess with that person again because you can't keep taking losses with that person. That's just like right now. If you know you got a business and you say, I need you to take these 5 cigars to John, and you give the 5 cigars to Ralph to take to John, and Ralph don't come back with the 5 cigar amount, then you took a loss, and you're gonna deal with that person like, oh, no, I can't mess with you like that no more. It's basically just like that. Yeah.
So that's crazy. So how often were you selling? Like, was it every day?
It was a everyday lifestyle.
Was it like
I had to keep this lifestyle up. You know, whether my cars, my cleaner bill, my rental cars, wheels, and women and babies, and you know.
Hey, if y'all don't know, Kango got like 32 kids. I don't know. I don't remember how many it is.
33.
So you're selling every day, trying to keep up, trying to live that lifestyle. Like, I guess, was there ever a stop to it? Like, when you're like, all right, I gotta, like, it's 9 o'clock, I gotta stop.
Well, oh yeah. I had a certain time where I would cut everything off, and then anytime after 12, it was 100 on up.
100 over?
Yeah, got to. 12 o'clock, if you hit me, it's 100 on better, 100 or better. You know, but you got some people that's still hard-headed. Oh, I got $10, or I got $5, or I got, you know, $15. No, holler at me tomorrow. Because, you know, I was always taught to run your business with an iron fist. And the nice man don't win in the game. And that very reason why I was taught like that, I went back on my word, and that's what got me.
Yeah.
So
were you the only one that, I mean, I guess, is it just you that's doing everything? You don't have to say names, but did you have anybody else working for you?
I was with myself for some years until I started recruiting. Guys that was saying, oh man, holler at me, man. Well, you know, we gon', you know. And I introduced my lifestyle to them, and, you know, they started doing their thing, and, you know, one thing led to another where you can introduce a person to your lifestyle, but if they ain't used to money, then y'all clash because they'll feel like they're bigger than you, which I have read a book called 48 Laws of Power, and the first law in 48 Laws of Power says never outshine the master. So if I introduce you to something and we clash, that means you trying to outshine me. I'm not in no competition, never have been. I don't put my cars in no competition. I don't dress, you know, I don't go to no dress contest, none of that. Because I seen the results when I was in school. You have a dress contest and people get hurt over somebody dressing better than them. That's only opinion, man. So, you know, I took that, like I said, I pay attention to detail. And I really didn't know I was paying attention to detail until I got this age. That's why I didn't get into a lot of stuff. I waited till I got older to get into stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy because what you are talking about is pretty much a business model for any other Fortune 500 company. It's like you start off, you learn from somebody, you get your own footing, you start recruiting people. So they're recruiting people, that they're making you money.
Yeah.
You just chose a different pathway to how to make money, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I had a guy that, I had a guy, I introduced him and showed him the ropes. And every time I would get something, he would always have something to say like, bro, I was going to go get that. I seen that car on car lot, and I was going back to get it. I went to the house and come back, and they said it was gone. And here you are with it. I'm like, that's weird to me. Mm-hmm. Now I can say that word. I don't like that word, but that's weird. That was weird to me because I'm like, well, damn, we supposed to be on the same team, bro.
Yeah.
If you want to buy it from me, you could buy it from me. I don't have no problem with selling no cars.
So how much money were you making a week? Do you remember?
On a good week, I say about on a good week, let's say about $20,000.
$20,000
a week.
A week?
Because that's figure because I had cutoff time to where I go from 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
Then I give myself a grace period from 10 to 12. Anything after 12 o'clock is 100 or better.
Yeah.
So I was off on Sundays. I didn't do nothing on Sundays.
That's your church day.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And I had a good run. Man.
And so how long did you do it for?
10 years.
10 years.
Until I got hit.
You made well over $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Well over $1 million.
Yeah. I mean, my house that sat off 18th Street, I had pool table, crap table, chandeliers.
You got cars.
You wouldn't even think that this house got these things.
Uh-huh.
Females used to come up in my house and be like, wow, man, you got all of this up in here? Yeah, this is how I live.
Uh-huh.
Big white pillars,
I'm just stuck on $20,000 a week.
A week.
Was it? And that's a good week.
That's clear. That's my money.
Uh-huh. And that ain't paying nobody back. That's your money.
Pay nobody back.
Man.
It's like I said, I took the advice from my homeboy, and he, helped me out. Now, I got his money first, and then I got my money, and I invested my money. Broke. I broke myself.
Uh-huh.
I went back and paid him, and then I invested back into him, and then whatever he gave me, it was all me, all mine. So,
So, with that influx of money that you're getting, where are you putting it at? You put it in the bank? You put it in the house? Put it in the wall?
I never messed with the bank. I was always scared of the bank because I always heard of paper trail.
Yep.
And the three letters IRS. So I wasn't going to go in there and take 10,000 and put it in the bank. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have no proof of income. I didn't have no job, and I always have had detailing skills. I detail my cars, but for the most part, I wasn't gonna mess with no bank. I had 3 different spots, where I kept cash at. You know what I'm saying? And one spot was a storage. I had like 30,000 in my storage, and it was crazy because I'm like, people breaking in storage. That was back in the 90s. People breaking in storage, and as a matter of fact, they did break in my storage, and it was there, but they didn't. It was right in their face, but they was looking at the rims, so they just got the all go Dayton's up out of there. But it was 30,000 in there, so I was like, okay, I can have the rims. I'm just glad y'all didn't get to 30,000.
Jeez. So and then you said you bought cars, right?
I buy cars.
How many cars did you have?
Pop them off.
You said what?
I said I buy cars, fix them up, and then pop them off.
Oh, okay. What was your favorite car?
My Thunderbirds, my 70 Suicide Thunderbird with the chandelier, my 68 Thunderbird with the whole head with the red and white spokes. Them were my babies at the time. And then I had a Suburban, Chameleon Suburban with the all gold ones with like $10,000 worth of music in it. I had a Range Rover, had a station wagon, had $10,000 worth of music in it.
Yeah, a lot of cars.
A lot of cars.
A lot of cars.
I had like 10 cars at one time.
And they all just sitting there in front of your house?
Yeah. All rims on them.
So you did this for 10 years. And so there's got to be some type of police interaction.
Oh, definitely.
Did this 10 years.
I mean, it was a lot of police reaction because I stayed on the main street. So they would come through, at nighttime, shine their lights on my house and
damn fly, sorry.
Yeah, where he come from?
I know it's 30 degrees outside. Anyway.
They come through and shine the lights on my house and, give me a ticket for going down a one way, because I lived on a one way. So they would follow me from 47th Street Car Wash all the way down to my house. Then when I turned in to because I had a circle driveway in front of my house, they would follow me down the one way and then block me off to where I couldn't get in my driveway and give me a ticket for going down the one way.
So why did it take the police so long to, I guess, catch you? Because I know we'll get into that about the time you did the feds, but
I think they were doing investigation on me, and I think my name was out here, and they did their homework, but I wasn't stationary. I wasn't staying in one spot. I move around. So if you caught me out and about, then you probably would get something big versus me sitting at the house.
Yeah.
Because I didn't keep nothing in my house like that. I would keep cash, but I wouldn't keep no hell amount of drugs in my house, So.
So where did your house ever get raided?
Oh yeah.
How many times?
Twice.
Twice?
And they didn't find nothing. They found like $10,000. They found gun paraphernalia, like bullets, but no gun. They found some weed. They found naked pictures of women. That's it.
And so how many times did you get arrested before you actually spent some time in jail?
When they raided my house in 2000, the feds raided my house, and that's when I met the man. I call him the man. They took me down, and they had confiscated a Lexus from me, and he told me if I wanted to go get my Lexus back, I would have to cooperate. I told him I don't want it. I'm good. So he said, well, we're going to let you go, but be looking out because we're going to indict you. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. So they let me go. So like a month later, I got shot in 2000, speeding up to 2000. I got shot in April of 2000, right here on 10th and Split Log. And then after that, I was paralyzed from my waist down, speeding up. 2002, I got hit in Johnson County with 70 something grams and like 2,800. And
Was it just a traffic stop, or they just
traffic stop? But it was a legal traffic stop because he stopped me because he seen me come out of this hotel, but he didn't see where I went. I just went in the hotel, made a short stop, and came up out of there. He stopped me. So paperwork says he had his demeanor never changed. His demeanor was laid back. But in his mind, he said, I had to search this car because his people had told him, yeah, that's him. I went by a different name. And they knew me by a government, but he didn't know me by my street name.
Yeah.
So when he tried to tie that in together, he said, oh, he had stopped me before and the name never came up. But after he found out that my name, then he's like, man, I'd have stopped you before and I didn't even know who I stopped. That ain't my job to tell you.
So you're saying he search your car illegally? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Did you get out of that arrest?
No. That's when I got indicted.
That's when you got indicted.
Yeah.
And so
2002.
In 2002, and then you went from getting indicted in Johnson County to going to federal prison, right?
I left in March 24th, 2003.
And then you did time with the feds, right?
They gave me 120 months.
120 months. So that's what,
from
8 years?
to 2011. That's when I got on the street. I got in the halfway house 2010. So from March 24th, 2003 to 2011, I think it was like in March of 2011, I got on the streets.
So tell me about federal prison.
That's a whole nother world. I mean, you know.
Because I know that some people know what I used to do. I used to be a police officer.
Okay.
I used to work at the county jail.
Okay.
And so I kind of know that life, but I don't know the federal pen life.
That's a whole nother life in there. Of course, you got celebrities in there. You got regular guys in there. You got mafia guys. You got.
So what celebrities did you know you're talking about?
I met Michael Vick. I met the Chamber brothers. Met John Gotti's brother, Gene Gotti. I met Will Bedford. I met Texas police officer that killed his wife. Gave him a life sentence. And, you know, I met it's all type of walk of life. White, black, Mexican. I met black guys that speak Spanish fluent.
Yeah.
I met white guys speak Spanish fluent. I met dark-skinned Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping like, you know, dude look black, but he a Mexican. You know? I met white guys with long dreads, you know, and you know, they speak another language.
So tell me what day in the life of Kango at Fed Pen. Take me back.
Well, when I was in El Reno, Oklahoma, I was a shot caller.
What do you mean by that?
A shot caller is for Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri car. We all together in there.
Gotcha.
Out here is something different, but we're all together in there, and nothing could move unless we went through me and two other guys.
So how'd you get up to that rank? Just
paperwork. One.
Paperwork.
They got to check your paperwork. If you're a rat, you going up top. I'm not a rat. So, hey, paperwork and I think integrity. You know, they know I wasn't gonna take nothing, and they know I'm gonna help my brother out. You know, because that's what I call him, my brother. I didn't call him by their name. I call him my brother, and that's what it was. We had meetings to where a couple Kansas City, Kansas guys were violated because of they did some things that wasn't appropriate, and we didn't discipline them. We just set them up top to the hole because we didn't want to discipline
So
them.
how'd you send people to the hole?
Well, we would tell them you got into 4 o'clock count to go up top.
So they got to do something to get themselves to the hole.
No, go up there and say, I want to check in. And they let them in.
So you're talking about like SEG?
Yeah, say it.
And they just go willingly?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
And if you didn't, then you have to deal with the consequences.
Uh-huh. Now I'm talking about like, I guess they just went upstairs and just told the CEO.
They knock on the door, boom, 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 and they say, I feel like my life is in danger.
Oh, I got you.
You know, I gotta check in.
Uh-huh.
And they
So
put
that
them in
was
said,
your form of discipline.
say,
That was like your form of discipline.
our form of discipline.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they did something out of bound and somebody else wanted to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, for them to lead it up to us to discipline them, we just send them up top. So you won't do nothing to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, another person ain't gonna have mercy on you like your own kind.
Yeah.
So therefore we send them up top and, we tell them, don't come back out here no more. Because stealing or messing with another man, we didn't play that.
Yeah.
You got to go that way. So, or speaking on our brothers, because we call each other brothers. If you spoke on one of the brothers like, oh, he hot, it means he's talent, then you have to, first of all, you have to produce that. If you can't produce that, then, actions will be taken and you have to go up top, or you have to knuckle up with that person.
So Fed Pid sounds tough. And I guess, how tough was it for you?
It was a whole nother world because I had never, ever been there. Mm-hmm. And I got this 120 months on my back, and I'm meeting guys in there, got 240 months, 360 months, life sentences. And, one guy used to tell me, man, you got light at the end of the tunnel. So I took that like, okay, even though this is 10 years, I still got light at the end of the tunnel. And he like, bro, I ain't gonna never get out of here. They got me as a toe tag. Mm-hmm. So toe tag means, they carry him out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Life sentence in the feds is way different than the state. You somebody do 25 years and then you come up for parole. But in the feds, they mean life. Life means life. You know what I'm saying? So, it was different for me. Oh, excuse me. It was different for me because, I had to be careful of the things that I do and say around all these guys, because these guys are watching you. Because why? It's a title that they got you on, a shot caller. You know what I'm saying? You could be laying in bed and in your cell, and they knock at your door and be like, "Hey, bro, I need to holler at you," telling you about their business. I have guys break down, cry because they little female and left them, and I had to be like, "Hey, bro, big bro, like, man, look at here, bro. We all in this together, bro. If you cry, I cry. If you my boy, I got your back." You know what I'm saying? But one thing about it, if you got an out date, you need to dry them tears up, bro.
Yeah.
Because she ain't the only woman in the world, bro. Even though you love her, but she's not the only woman in the world.
So what's the worst thing you've seen in there?
I was on a weight. Pound, and I seen a dude get hit in the head with weight, and I seen his head split open. I seen stuff hanging out his head, and I'm standing there. And my homeboy grabbed me and was like, "Come on, bro, that ain't your business." So I walked off, and he's laying there, he's shaking, and all this stuff oozing up out his head. So, and we had to start going back to the dorm, and the police come and had their guns out. Get down, everybody get down. Everybody got to get down. And that's about the worst thing I really seen. Or they found out that this one guy was a child molester, and they had a blanket party for him.
Had a what?
A blanket party.
A blanket party.
It's they go in like he sleep, and they like doors pop like at 5 o'clock in the morning. So as soon as the doors pop, they go in. Somebody wrap him up in the blanket and they hit him with locks of socks, and I'm talking about knots everywhere, teeth gone, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Did that happen to most child molesters in there?
Oh no, they don't play that one. Dude came in under something else, but they found out that he was a child molester, and they was like, oh no, and it was his own car. It wasn't our car. It was his own car. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what point in time when you were in the feds did you kind of realize, like, I got to turn my life around when I got to get out of here?
My 5th year, when my daughter came up to see me, and she said, Dad, are you going to come home? I said, yes, I am. She said, I love you, Dad. That was a deal breaker for me. I said, I'm not coming back. Y'all can have this, man. I'm not coming back, man. It's, you got a little girl coming up here. That really touched me.
Well, I'm glad it did, because you wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
You'd probably be back in there.
Right.
Doing some stupid shit.
I seen guys coming back and forth, but they claim they got children out there. I always ask the man, you got children? Yeah, I got children. And you coming back and forth. I'm saying this to myself. You coming back and forth? Wow. But most of them were dope fiends. But they come in and get all that starch in their body, and, they blow up like World Trade. And then they go back out there and stick that pin in them, and they shrink up. So, yeah.
So now I'm going to go back to, because we kind of glossed over it, about you getting shot.
Okay.
You got to tell me about that.
It was April of 2000. I went to the club. Me and my partner, and in Kansas City, Kansas, and the club that I went to is no longer exists now.
Is it down here? KCK.
KCK. I left there and went to another club because I had a little stripper female with me that wanted to do some stripping for these guys that wanted to, see her strip. So we left there, and we're on our way, and this van was following me, and I stopped in front of 10th Street Jeweler, and this is late at night, like about one something in the morning. And I stopped, I got out, I talked to the guy, the driver. I knew the driver. We talked for a minute, and I got on in my truck, and I went on up to the other place on 10th Street. And the van steady followed me. So as I made a U-turn on 10th Street, I parked in front of the club, and the van made a U-turn and was kind of cornered from my truck. And I got out and went back over there to the driver's side and was talking to the driver. And I told the driver, hey man, just holler at me tomorrow. you know, I got a little situation going on right now.
Was he trying to buy something from you? Was he trying to buy something from you?
No. He just wanted to talk. And like I said, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted to talk, bro. You holler at, you need to holler at me, you know, all that holler at stuff, you know. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So with that being said, so as I, come from around the van, he said something else. So I go back around the van on the driver's side and talk to him. And I was like, all right, bro, just holler at me tomorrow. So as I come from around the van and I heard the van pulling up as I'm, walking, and the only thing I heard is pop, 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 pop. I didn't know I was shot because I was much bigger, and only thing I felt, my body froze and I collapsed in the middle of the street. So, I'm laying there in the street and I'm kind of like looking up, and dude, the passenger guy that shot me looked down. He was like, "Oh, he dead." That's all I keep hearing in my mind. "Oh, he dead. Let's go."
So he stood over you.
Well, actually, he didn't stand over me. He looked over me. You know what I'm saying? Because if he'd have got out and stood over me, he would have seen my chest going up and down. You know what I'm saying? But he was in the van, and the van sat high, and he looked down, was like, "Oh, he dead." So they burnt out. But before they burnt out, they shot my rental truck up. Boom, 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 boom. That's why I can't rent from Enterprise no more. But thank God. Okay.
I'll have to talk to my wife. She works for Enterprise. I'm trying to get you back on that list.
No. Enterprise ain't messing with me. The little female, she got out the car and took off running, and my homeboy took off running, because they were just shooting. Boom, boom, boom. I'm talking about unlimited shooting. Boom, 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 boom. So after all the smoke cleared, my homeboy came back and was like straddled me, like, bro, please don't die, bro. Please don't die. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I said, bro, get up. I can't breathe, man. So I'm seeing cars pull up. I'm laying in the street, cars going by me because I'm laying in the street. And my homeboy, he steady laying on top of me like, bro, don't die. He steady talking to me. Bro, don't die. I said, bro, I'm not going to die, bro. I'm not going to die. So he got up for some apparent odd reason. And then all of a sudden, I look up, and it's a light-skinned girl straddling me, over me. So she kneels down and put my head in her lap and started stroking my face. It was like, "You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right." And I'm like, "Am I going to die?" She said, "No, you're not going to die." I said, I can't hardly breathe, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, "What, you gonna be all right?" And she kept stroking my face. So she laid my head back down on the concrete, and she said, "I gotta go." And I'm like, "Where you going?" She's like, "I gotta go." So she left, and I'm laying on the ground, but I could look back in the back of me, looking around, and she gone. But I see all these people, you know what I'm saying? And it making me have chills too. And, shortly after, the police, ambulance, fire truck, they all come and, put me on a gurney and, put me in the back of the ambulance and shoot me off to KU. But in the meanwhile, while I'm going to KU, they steady throwing Morris. Shout out to Morris Fletcher.
Morris Fletcher.
Yeah, that's my guy right there. He was steady throwing blankets on me because I was cold. And I started tasting metal in my mouth. So it means they got into my bloodstream. And, he was like, "Man, drive. He kept saying, "Drive, man, drive." So, as I got to KU, they wheeled me into this room, and all these little young doctors in there, and they steady talking to me because I'm conscious through the whole deal. So they sticking these big needles in these holes of mine. I got shot 7 times, and they sticking holes in these holes. They sticking needles in these holes, and I'm and the doctor steady talking to me, and I'm asking him, "Am I gonna die?" He said, "You ain't died this far." He said, "I'm surprised that you even here to talk about it." Mm-hmm. So they steady rolling me. I had holes in me bigger than $50. So he steady sticking me, he steady rolling me. He said, "I hate to do this to you, but I got to do this." And he's sticking a needle in these holes, and put me on IV and put me on all these tubes and catheter, and and he was like, "Well, you got to get scheduled for surgery because your knees are like mashed potatoes." So I'm like, my knees, and as I was trying to get up to get in the truck, I couldn't because my homeboy laid me back down and my legs popped up in the air. So, from what I have heard, it separated my spleen. And that's why my leg is popped up in the air. So, and I couldn't move them. I couldn't do nothing, So, by the grace of God.
Where at did you get shot?
I got shot right here, with my legs, right back here, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You got shot so many times you can't even remember. That's crazy.
I just got to remember because I got them covered up with tattoos. Mostly in my back and my legs, and it tore me up on the inside. I got a zipper from here to here. That's why the doctor said, "I'm surprised that you even talking to me, man," because they steady rolling me and putting these needles in me, and I'm and all these young doctors, I'm just steady looking at them. They just like looking like, God, I can see some of them like this, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like bigger, much bigger. And
probably saved your life being that big. So it probably saved your life being that big. God grace, but I think that too. And plus I didn't drink at the time. That I was sober throughout the whole thing. So, that helped me out a lot too. I just bled a lot, you know what I'm saying? And so going back to the light skinned girl that was rubbing your face, who do you think that was?
An angel.
An angel?
Because I asked my homeboy, I said, "Who was that girl that was rubbing my face?" He said, "What girl?" I said, "Man, there was a girl that came and sat down, put my head in her lap, and she kept stroking my face." And he said, "I was there the whole time, bro. I didn't see no girl."
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, bro.
That's crazy. So then you said that you were paralyzed for how long?
I was paralyzed for about a year.
A year? What?
I was paralyzed for about a year. Because
like
it
waist down?
In 2000. I didn't start walking to 2002. When I got indicted, I was still like on a walker. But I was walking, but I was taking, and I had to wear a boot to support my ankle. So when I went in, I had to rehab myself on the track because I had this messed up limp.
Yeah.
And this leg used to drag. So I had to put a boot on to support my ankle.
I didn't know you were paralyzed for that long.
Yeah.
So you got arrested and indicted when you were still in a walker. So you still dealing after this.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't think that, getting shot that like, maybe I should stop.
Man, it was that lifestyle. Some people, the streets ain't nothing to play with. That lifestyle ain't nothing to play with. That's why I tell any of these youngsters that get out here that think that they can get out here and make a couple $100,000, yeah, you can make it, but then the end result is you can't leave it because it's steady pulling at you. Because it's always something that you want. Always you see something that you be like, oh, I want to get that. You go get it, then you be like, man, I ain't tripping. I want to go get me something else. That you're never satisfied, and that's how I had got to. I had some cars. I had, people coming by my house, taking pictures of my cars. All that stuff, but that still didn't satisfy me. Women and. You know what I'm saying? Clothes and, I lost a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But thank God that, he gave me another chance. I got one more chance on my stomach and tattoo. He gave me another chance.
Yeah.
Because some people don't get another chance. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to tell on nobody to get another chance. I didn't have to hurt nobody to get another chance. God gave me the chance.
Yeah. So, looking back on it, would you change anything? Because you seem like you're in a good place right now.
I wouldn't change nothing. Why? Because I'm a testimony, and I like to reach people. Everybody's not going to accept what I say, but at least one person will. And right now, I'm looking into getting into motivation speaking, speaking to the youngsters that.
I was just about to say, you definitely could do that.
Oh yeah. I mean, they just see the nice clothes and, I don't wear jewelry no more. I wear a watch and a little ring. That's it. I wear beads now because that was a part of my case, wearing all that jewelry and, the police asking me, well, how much did you spend on your jury? And you give them a number, they can use that towards your case.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of the things that you say, the things that you just have to be more conservative. You can't drive a flashy car every day and expect for people to accept you, because especially if you're about business, because you got some people that's going to accept you, and you got some people that's not going to accept you just because of what you got going on, and that's crazy. I would want to follow a person that got something going on for themselves versus a person that ain't trying to even talk about nothing but themselves. I don't want to talk about myself. I want to talk about what can I do to help you move forward.
So if you could talk to a youngster that's going through it right now, going through something similar to what you did, trying to get in that lifestyle, trying to do all that jazz, what would you tell them?
I would tell them this. Youngster, take it from me. I have made a lot of people cry. I have made a lot of people dislike me. I have had people to be in my face each and every day and will kill me if they had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want that life. You if you got children out here, be there for your children, man. If you got a little girlfriend that you like loving or caring for, be there for her, man. Being in there, it's not all cracked up with what these celebrities make it out to be, because these celebrities have problems in there as well as regular people have problems in there. You may get away, but you won't get far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then for you to have a little girl, a little boy come and visit you and then ask you, they about to leave visit, then they ask you, Daddy, are you coming home? Are you coming with us? And you looking like, dang, I can't even do it. Mm-hmm. That should mean something.
Yeah.
It should. unless you heartless.
Well, I'm glad it meant something to you.
Yeah, it meant
Glad
something.
you're here with us.
I had to. Because I got out and I ain't been back since.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're a part of this too.
Yes,
part of
sir.
our family.
Yes, sir. This is my place right here.
Yeah. I think everybody that's been in the shop knows Kango.
I mean, it makes me feel good to be able to shake bankers' hands and police officers' hands and, you know, investors' hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because in my world, I was just meeting dudes that wanted to be in my shoes, and dudes would kill me, and dudes, you know, I wasn't meeting no person that could give me an opportunity to make something.
Yeah.
Take a little and make a lot. You know, you got to come out of a shell, man. And I feel like I have came out of a shell and changed my life. You know, I still have street mentality as far as, you know, dressing and, you know, the way that I walk or the way that I talk, you know, but that's changing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't talk to a banker like I would talk to my homeboy because I ain't going to get nothing done. So therefore, you know, putting the R's at the end of the sentences, I mean, my words and not saying blood and, you know, hey, it makes a difference, man. You know what I'm saying? It makes a whole lot different.
Hey, man, it has been a pleasure. We got deep. This is good.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you opening it up and appreciate you coming on. This is
yes, sir. I appreciate you
been
having
one of my
me
favorites so far.
Hey, man, I hope to do this again.
Oh, yeah. I know we got to. There's so much more
yes, sir.
we didn't get into
yes,
that
sir.
we're going to have to get into next time.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bro, appreciate you.
What can we see this on?
Oh, it's gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna share it with you. And everything, all right?
I appreciate it because I got some people that want to check me out already.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This has been a great episode. And like I said, I appreciate you. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all the updates. Strawberry Hill Podcast. And so check us out next time. And I am out.
Goodbye, everybody.